Hi friend, welcome back to my channel. If you are interested in learning how to coil the tips of your braids to look something like this, please keep on watching. The hair I will be using for this tutorial is this hairstyle, so let's get right into the video. Before you start, after making your braids, you have to ensure that your hair is fully trimmed and just be done and trimmed. Now you can use any type of string that you like. I have used just the normal thread used in fixing sewings, those tailor threads. Today I am using a piece of Brazilian wool. Any thread or string that is not elastic will be fine. So ensure that you have your client or whoever's hair you're making, ensure that the person is sitting upright before you can eyeball where you want the coils to start and where you want it to stop. Remember, when you are done coiling the hair, it is not going to look as long as it is before you started coiling it, so your hair is going to come out shorter. Have this in mind so that you know what, like, the general length you're going to have at the end of the video will be something that you are aware of. So I proceed to wrap. Let's start with this second one. The size of hair that you select to coil at once is also going to affect how the coils would be. The longer or the bulkier the number of braids, the looser the coils that you're going to get. So wrap the string at least 4 times strongly from where you want the coils to start. Wrap it at least 4 times until you feel that it is not going to bulge. Then you roll your hands down just the way I am doing here until you get to the reasonable end of the braid. If you get to that part that you would normally trim out, you can just stop there. Now pull the string and push the hair upwards until you scrunch it up as much as possible. Seriously, scrunch it up as much as possible. When you are coiling, when you are winding the thread or the string around your braids, try to ensure that the space in between each circle, each turn you go, should be kind of equal. Try to make sure they are, like, it is evenly spaced. That way when you push up the hair, the coils will have enough space to bulge upwards and look even. Also, if you can use a thread or a string that has a different color from your hair, it is going to be better. I will show you why very soon. So the amount of hair you pick should also be even across the hair for this one hairstyle you're making. Now another tip is, you see the way I walked from the left to the middle and then from the right inwards to the middle again. Sometimes I have found out that if you coil the hair or coil, like when you do what I am doing now, from the left all the way to the right, surprisingly almost every single time I end up with the length of the hair varying. Like, I would have, like, it will form like a slant. So just walk from the left to the middle, from the right to the middle. And in this hair I taper the middle a little to be just slightly longer, just a little bit longer, because that was the look I wanted. I wanted it just a little bit longer to taper inwards and form like a curve. So that was what I did. Now you have to dip all those things in hot water. It is more advisable and easier, especially as a beginner. Find a container that is deep and slim, like a cup that is thin and slim, so that you have like a deep place to just dunk the hair into the water. What I used is not advisable, but I used it because I used it because that was what was available to me. So use a slim long container that has a hand so that you won't have to hold on to the body of the cup because it is going to hurt you. Now when you are done with that, you just use a towel to lightly dry or tap off the excess water. Then try not to rough handle the hair when you're doing that. The next thing to do will be to cut off that string. Now cut off the beginning part where you wind the hair about 4 times. Cut off that part, then stretch the end of the hair to pull out the last part of the coil, and cut off even the excess parts that you will also get rid of. Just cut it off at once. Also, now this gel is to make the coils. It's just like spraying gel on it. It's going to help the coils to last longer. Be very conscious of the color of your hair extension and the color of gel you're using. This one didn't show and it gave it like a tiny blue tint, which was still nice. I didn't mind. Also, I have seen accidents happen when putting this hair in hot water because you fail to cut off those excess strings at the end of the hair. Once you scrunch it up, once you push the hair up, try to cut off that excess thread because it can just get in your way later, and seriously, just cut it off if you can. Once the hair is coiled, before you put it in hot water, cut off the excess threads so that it will not get in the way. Sometimes you will feel like you have placed the whole hair inside the hot water without knowing that that thread is sticking out, and if it gets caught up in your hand, it can just make the water spill or something. To avoid accidents, please cut it off. And also have your client, I just don't understand people who, when you're putting their braids in water, they are busy moving around. Don't take that risk, oh, unless you want to become a premature. Like, no, please, just have your client or whoever you're putting her hair in the water to stay still. The position my sister is staying now is the best position because she leaned back and just kept the head for me. Simple. So when you're done with this, you can use your finger to just separate the coils a little bit, and then you have to trim. If you do not trim, it is going to look just dirty. No, it will not look. You can see how it looks here. So I'll just trim lightly, very lightly, just the ones that are too tall, especially on this outer end, and the ones that, see, this young lady just moved her head when I wasn't done. She was trying to see without letting me finish. Anyway, we are done. She loved it, and the coils looked delicious. It looks delicious. If you want to see how I made this coily tip ombre knotless braid, the link will be in the description bar. So check out these videos there. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Bye. Mwah.